As you know from the previous videos, in the Sharewise, it's all about, the predictions, so that users can say buy or sell about the stock. And then we actually monitor the performance, and you can see who is good and who is not so good at predicting stocks. And as you can see in the chart, we also draw a dot there if someone gives a good recommendation. And that's very nice, yeah. But what the chart or the recommendations don't really tell you, unless the user really writes something about it, is why they think stock is a good investment or not. Yeah? And especially for long-term investors, that's really interesting and important to know. And so that's why we added a new feature here on the platform, which we call the pros and cons of a certain stocks. And you will find this feature on the stock page if you scroll a little bit down. Yeah? And there we collect, all the voices of the users again. But, here we ask them how they see a certain company in the next few years. So it's not a short-term trading tool, but rather something, where we ask them, okay, what are the positive and negative sides for this certain company for the next few years? And the nice thing about this is that we really use here the wisdom of crowds. Meaning, if you haven't given your opinion yet for a certain stock, you will normally not see it. So in order to see what others have voted as positive or negative, you first have to give your opinion, and then, it will show you the others as well. I have already given an opinion for Apple, yeah, but I can always update it, and I just click here. And then a dialog opens, and you see here that this is, a list where you can give either very positive votes or very negative ones. Yeah? And for every criteria that we have, you can also hover over the point, and then, for example, here in this question we ask, okay, is this an investment where you think that the total return per year is at least 20%? Yeah? If you say yes, then this is your opinion. Yeah? If you think no, Apple totally overvalued, yeah, it will go down in the next couple of months, or it's very risky, then click here. Yeah? And then we have more detailed categories like for example the financials, where we also ask what do you think about the revenue growth, what about the EBIT growth, yeah. Is it undervalued or overvalued currently? What is your think? What is your expected dividend yield? So do they have a good dividend? What is the expected cash flow? I think for Apple we can all agree that it's really great. Yeah. So I will click here and update my rating. What is the credit rating? Yeah. So do you think it's a good rating, a top rating, or is it a bad rating that will come up in the next few years? Yeah, definitely Apple also very good rating. Yeah. And are there any risks, with the balance sheet that you have identified? These kind of things. Yeah. And if I'm done with this category, I can also go over here and say, okay, what do you think about the management? So yeah, they definitely have very good management. So let's give a positive vote here as well. Yeah. What about innovation? Yeah, they are really a leader in innovation. About the positioning. Are there any general risks? So the important thing here is you don't have to answer all the questions, because not everyone knows everything about the company. But if you know something, yeah, you can give a vote, or you can skip the question. Yeah. If I'm done updating, let's say my opinion, yeah, I click on the OK button on the bottom, yeah, and then my vote has been updated. The nice thing is also that these votes are not only visible here, but if I have given a prediction regarding the stocks, this is also shown there. I will show you what I mean. So when I go here on Community and click on Predictions, then you see here, for example, what the people have, recommended. So where they have given the buy or sell recommendation. But if they have also filled out the long-term criteria regarding a stock, yeah, we will also show it with their predictions. Yeah, so you get a much better understanding of why they chose certain stocks to be a sell or a buy, instead of just giving you the information. But we will also show you the criteria that they have selected as positive or negative for a stock. You can also find your own predictions, your own pros and cons, yeah, your assessments here in your profile. Yeah, so where you see what were the latest one that I've given, what that I have done. Yeah. And also you will find the latest predictions, or let's say the latest pros and cons from the users on the start page. Yeah? And here you already see what I meant with the, let's say, wisdom of crowds. So the first one is actually shown to all of them. But if I click here, then in order to access it, I first have to give an opinion, and only then I'm allowed to see it. I hope you enjoy this new feature on Sharewise, and yeah, all our users, they really like it because, you know, it really adds additional value to the platform.